Hi, I'm Chris from Crisis Theory, and I'm gonna make a video about how we created our single. Our single released at this point yesterday. Its name was Against All Odds. If you haven't seen it yet, there's a link down in the description to the whole track. We created a nice video for the track with an AI artist. It came out really well. The whole video clip took around, I think, 2,500 images, 12 images every second, all generated with AI, all blended together. And it looks super amazing. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you guys how we created the track. We're going to go through the track and I'm just going to tell certain stuff like, oh, here we did this or that, just to give an insight of how this type of track is created. I think it's really fun to do because Crisis Theory is a project of all home producers. So each member of Crisis Theory has his own recording setup, does his own recording at home, and we send stems to each other, we send structures to each other, and then in the end, I mix everything, do the final mix, but everyone at home, yeah, does the writing and all that kind of stuff themselves, and we just send it in. So that also means that we are not like a traditional band. Like we don't go to a practice room and we don't often don't write music together. But what we do is like every 2 weeks we go into Discord and just have a call with each other, talk about what we're working on, and we work a lot with WhatsApp. We have a group app. We just app each other like, oh, I had this new idea, I did this, that. And we have a shared drive. That's really important so that we can share files. And luckily, most of the other members are also working in Logic. So, yeah, and we share some of the plugins that we have. So that's the way that we make music. So that's kind of different than a lot of people. Like, for instance, I also explained to some people, like, oh, the guitar riff you hear now, I only played that like 4 or 5 times. Once when I wrote it and then immediately recorded it. Of course, I did many takes of making the recording really good, but it's not that I have been like practicing on that riff and figuring it out in a repetition room and stuff. And yes, for some songs, if you ask me, like, oh, play that riff again, I would have to, like, oh shit, I have to relearn that riff. So that's also a thing if we ever gonna play live. Well, we hope that we ever get a chance to play live. Being that the members are from different countries, it might be difficult, but we do want to do it. Yeah, we have to learn a lot of stuff again. So that's quite fun. So we are quite different than I think many bands or how bands are starting at the moment. Or maybe not. Maybe more bands are doing it this way. But yeah. It also means because everything we do, we write, and we write down in Logic, it means that we can produce songs pretty quick, and it means I can show you guys stuff, what we do, and take you, yeah, with that to the song. The first song is Against All Odds, and it's pretty cool. The song actually brought the band together. So I've started writing this song like almost a year ago. I think it was 11 months. And um, I started writing this song because I wanted something to do a little bit more modern. And I actually started writing the verse. So soon we'll get into the Logic file. You will see the verses. And the verses has all kinds of like weird sounds and a lot of sound effects and soundscaping. And I'm really into that. I'm really into creating a feeling with sound, creating emotion with sound, without it being like you can really pinpoint why you're feeling it or what, like the things you cannot really hear but are there. And if you remove them, then you hear them. That's the stuff that I super love to do. And with this song, I was like, this was my baby steps into doing that. So that's also something for the next songs that are coming out. Um, there is a lot of new stuff in there, in the newer songs, and I want to make more of these types of videos because the things we're doing, you have to think like this. When a band releases a song, that band is probably already done with that song for a long time. Like it needs time in the distributor. It needs time to just sit and think about stuff. So this song was finished like 2-3 months ago, and I started 11 months ago. So and every day I'm still learning about music and learning about producing. So the stuff that I'm working on today, I'm starting today, is like totally different again than the stuff from 11 months ago. So, but yeah, when that stuff gets released, I'm going to do more of these videos to show you more of the stuff that I'm working on and that I really love to do. So for now, yeah, I started this song, like I said, 11 months ago with the verse. And the first is like a lot of electronics and stuff. I written a chorus with some guitar that I didn't really like, but my friend, big shout out to my friend Felix from Sweden. He sent me the piano riff. You heard the start. He wrote that piano riff, and that actually tied the whole song together, and it's like the main riff throughout the whole song. So big shout out to Felix for providing that. Um, so yeah, the song with the riff from Felix and my verse and the sounds I was working on came together like pretty okay. And around that time, I met Sietse. I let him listen to this song. He was also like, "Oh, this song is really cool, and I want to help write this song more, and I want to add this guitar solo. I want to do this, that." And we decided, like, okay, let's take this song and try and do something with it together. And that was like the first seed of Crisis Theory being planted. Um, and what we actually did was we thought this song really, really, really needed some vocals on there. So what we did actually was we made a um, a small clip of the song and we uploaded it to different Facebook groups, to a lot of Facebook groups, all with producers and that kind of stuff. And there we got and we asked for, okay, are there people that are also home producers and want to help with this stuff, with this song, and especially on the vocal part, because Sietse and me, we cannot sing. We can only play instruments. We cannot sing. I actually don't know if Sietse can sing. I believe he can't sing. So yeah, we uploaded it to Facebook groups and we got over 50 responses from all kind of vocalists all around the world. It was insane. We uploaded it Saturday, I believe, around 1, and I think it was at 12 hours later, at 1 o'clock at night, we got those 50 responses already, and we sent out the song. And the next morning, Fabio already sent him his demo to us. So Fabio, the singer that you actually hear on the track, he was the first one to deliver, and he was like, immediately we were like, yeah, this is cool. Like how he's doing it, it's super cool. We like that his voice is more rock than metal, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this song brought Fabio into the project. So this song made, okay, Crisis Theory went from 2 people to 3 people. And I think like a week later, we also got a take from Leon, which did an amazing take too. And he had really good screaming voices and really good clean voice. And we were like, man, what are we gonna do? Sietse and I had a talk, and like, I like Fabio, I like Leon. What are we gonna do? So we just had a talk with all of them, and like, okay, what if we just work together? What if we have 2 vocalists? I mean, the project is already like, I play guitar, I play drums, I play bass. Sietse plays guitar, programs drums, does all kind of things, plays keyboard. So why not have also multiple vocalists for this? I'm seeing my camera is a bit out of focus. Yeah, it's back. Okay. So yeah, we talked to Leon and he was like, yeah, sure, I will join. I'm also a home producer. I can also record guitar really well. Leon is actually, Leon and Sietse are both like insane guitar gurus, and Leon even teaches guitar and that kind of stuff. So I am officially the worst guitar player in Crisis Theory, and I recorded these guitars, not the solos, but yeah. That's kind of fun. So yeah, that's also what you hear. So there are two vocalists on this track: the scream part and the dance break, and the cleans on the dance break. It's all Leon, and I will show that soon too. After that, we came in contact with Rene. We showed him this song, and he was just like, "Yeah, I want to join too." Especially since Rene has a lot of other bands, and he was like, "Okay, but I don't want to have another band that needs me to practice every week and all that kind of stuff." We were like, "No, you just get in the WhatsApp group. We do a Discord call. We send you a track. You send the MIDI back. It's all fine." So yeah, this song has real drums, which means that Rene actually played these drums on his electronic drum kit. All the accents and all that kind of stuff are in there, but then he recorded it in MIDI, and we used the MIDI to create the drum sounds. So it has the feeling of real drums while still sounding like good programmed drums. So that is really cool way of that we're now working. So let's just this was the history of Christy, how we started. I'm already 10 minutes into this thing. I thought I was going to make a video of maximum of 15 minutes, but I'm guessing I'm not. So yeah, that is how Christ Theory started. This is how this song came about, and I'm gonna show you guys the song. So here we have the Logic project. As you can see, this is also something that changed in my way of working. Everything here is now a bounce in place of a bus. So I have a drum bus, I have a guitar bus, I have stuff that's all down here. It's all grayed out, it's all muted because I am now working with the bibs. I actually, between writing this song and now I've switched to a new computer. I now have a Mac Studio with M1 Max. And that actually doesn't require me to bounce in place that much anymore. But yeah, this track was created on my older machine and did require that. So let's just start playing. You can see I made everything in color. I have the intro and that kind of stuff. So let's just check out what's happening in the song. So let's start with the intro.
Losing my mind, losing my faith. When there's a tragedy, you never know the pain. I will do it alone. I'm against the odds.
So yeah, the intro. So the piano that you hear is actually a MIDI that my friend from Sweden made. I love these chords. I heard them. He played them actually on a real piano with his phone he filmed. I sent him this track and he was like, "Oh, you need to change the chords a bit. You need to try this." And I was immediately like, "Whoa, those are killer chords. That's a nice hook. I need that MIDI." And I think within an hour or something, he sent me the MIDI and I made this. So just a few things to go over, I think, in the intro that are fun. Like if we listen to the FX track, you can hear there are crickets in there. So you hear birds, you hear crickets, you hear that breath going in and out. Um, it gives the feeling to me a bit of like it's a night, it's in the jungle or something, and it gives a little bit yeah, just a feeling, an emotion, than without it. So if that's what I meant with what I like to do is create the emotion, the feelings that you don't really recognize. So if we listen to the intro just a little bit without that FX track. It has a totally different feel than with the FX track, I believe. So those are things that I like to do, and We'll do a little bit of deep dive on these effects a little bit later in the song. The other thing that you start hearing here is the two notes, the violins. It's a combination of violin plugins I use there, and I remember I spent so much time on getting the timing just right of the da-da, because it's legato, so it's just strings flowing into each other, and the timing of the legato is really like I had to play with that a lot to make it like, okay, now it's clicking, now it's feeling, and now it's that correct accent that we need. So let's go to the first. So the first is actually the first thing I wrote here with the music. I found that synth sound, I found the beat. I like this really a lot.
I feel the storm inside my head, and I won't let it kill me. Amid the sense of despair, lost is what I am facing. Fears are what I'm fighting. Blood is what I cry in. Pieces are made when there's a tragedy. You never know the pain.
So yeah, the first, all kinds of stuff going on. We have this synthesize going on. We have the vocals going on. What really nice is with the vocals, I like to point out is we did some vocal effect on there. So if you listen,
And I won't let it kill me. Amid the sense of
so there is a drop octave going down on that, kill me, and makes it sound just a little bit creepy, especially the lyrics are like, let it kill me, and yeah, it's just, it gives it a bit of intensity that it, yeah, just a little bit more intensity. If we listen, I think the synth track's also pretty much stuff in there. I remember the high thing you hear, like the whistle sound that you hear there. If we look into the synths, so this is me now loading in all the plugins and see the real synth track. Yeah, so this high sound. Sorry, sometimes my logic is a little bit buggy. Since the M1 processor is really nice and M1 mics it super fast, but sometimes it gets a little buggy. So if we listen to this, so this is actually the first note that you hear is just a pad. And then I put a reverb on that pad, and then I put in, I think, Volcano. So FabFilter Volcano, an awesome plugin to make weird sounds. I put it in here, and it just took the reverb and kept repeating it and kept creating a little bit of feedback loop in there. So it was really fun. When I stopped Logic, I would still hear this sound. This feedback was just going on and on and on in this track. And I thought this is awesome. So I just bounced it with the feedback in there, and then I could just use it. And it gives, together with the crickets and the jungle sound and this high thing together, it creates that sense of a little bit of danger, urgency, being in a jungle. So yeah, that's the whistle sound that you hear. It was just created randomly because I put that plugin in and it sounded cool, and then stuff happened. So yeah, let's go to the chorus. Yeah, so there's before the chorus there's like small bridge. I bring back the piano sound again. This time the piano sound is going throughout like a high cut, low cut. So it's sounding a little bit older, and then the chorus kicks in. It's always nice to, before a big chorus, have something bring it back really small. And I think also on like this whole track, there's volume automation, of course. So there is like the choruses are like max volume, and then it drops down again a bit, and you hear that too. Yeah, so the chorus, a few things that I really like about the chorus is like the second half of the chorus, the strings are getting in, and the strings are following the synth. So if I solo the strings and synths, you will hear that like in the second half. It makes it just a bit brighter and stuff. Also in the chorus, the guitars change tempo. So the guitars start off with these full chords going da da, and then in the second half they go a little bit different. Let me show you. So yeah, so the first half they're more following the piano tempo, so da, da, and then the second half they're just doing 4/4, so really like da 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 da. So the timing changes a little bit. The chords don't change, the timing changes. Then we get into the second verse. There is a small transition between those two sections. One of the cool things in this transition, there is like a reversed reverb in there on the vocal track to guide it into the next part. So if we take that, you can hear it.
Oh, I won't lose myself tonight.
Making it again a little bit creepy, getting into that creepy feeling of the verse and guiding that in. Yeah, I get happy of these kind of things. Like this is my jam. Just let me tinker with these kinds of stuff. I'm super happy. Yeah, so the second verse, let's have a listen, and then I'm gonna do a small deep dive in some cool stuff that goes in there.
Oh, I won't lose myself tonight. I need to feel something. I wanna touch the deepest ground to get out from the shadows. 'Cause I am not the first, I'm not the last. I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm taking my own life. Fears are what I'm fighting. Blood is what I'm crying. I'm the only one. This is not a game. I'm facing my demons now and it's
So the second verse, there's a lot going on here, but I think I just want to zoom into one thing that I really like. So uh, actually two things. So the first is actually like the drums. So what Renee did was he added some splashes, and it's really cool. Something that if I program drums, never touch the splashes. I'm always like just take the crash, take the China, take maybe a ride. I've always never used this ride, but this is so cool. But with using someone that is like a super good drummer, and a super creative drummer to just like okay, take the track and add those details, and those details really make the difference. That is what I meant with feeling like it's played with live drums. So if we take a look at that, I think they're here. It's just the livelihood. Yeah, so it's those little splashes, those details I absolutely love, and Renee did. What's also cool if we take the drums and let's also add the electronic drums that are in there, and the FX tracks. You can hear there is something layered on the snare. Well, it's not the snare exactly, but at like every four bars, it's a wow. Yeah, that is actually something really cool. I want to show you guys. That sound is actually a flute. Uh, you won't think it's a flute, but it's a flute. So if we find this song, oh, my logic's doing a little bit weird. Come on. Okay, I think this is it. So this is the song, the sound that you hear laid in. So, but this sample I actually just got from the Logic library. And if I remove all the effects from the sample, it's actually just a flute. I have absolutely no idea why I started this off with a flute because I think the flute, if you listen without effects on it, the flute doesn't fit this whole section at all. I just don't know. I just started off with I wanted some kind of high sound. This is also in the time that I didn't have a Splice, um, didn't have Splice subscription yet. After this, I got a Splice subscription, and now I'm just getting all these samples from Splice and then splitting it up. I'm also using different type of sample plugins at the moment on the newer stuff to make the sounds. I'm still using a lot of Volcano from FabFilter because that's just awesome. Same as with Saturn, can do super stuff with that. But I'm using like Arturia as a awesome reverb plugin. I think it's somewhere on here too. Yeah, okay, there are some samples from Splice. Yeah, Ref Intensity. I actually love this. If you need like anything that gives a little bit of atmosphere, Ref Intensity is the best. And I use a lot of Gatekeeper to split some stuff up. But here I use different stuff because, yeah, at the time I didn't think I had that plugin yet. You saw the plugin is on this. I added some stuff later. But when I did this 11 months ago, I didn't have Splice, I didn't have those plugins, so I used this. So yeah, how do we get from this to the end product? So first I put a ring shifter on here. So yeah, the ring shifter already like screws up the sound super. So it's a fast stutter ring shifter. It's full wet. I don't want to hear the dry sound anymore. It already kind of screws it up a bit. Then I thought it was too dry, so I added Timeless delay from FabFilter is also fun. I recently upgraded to Timeless 3, so I don't have a Timeless 2 license anymore. But it still works, so it's fine. And then I was like, okay, but this still needs something else. And I put the Spectre gate on there, so it's a bit of gating, but mainly in the frequencies. So yeah, it started off with a flute, and if we check it out in like the whole mix, so let's take the FX tracks together with the synths. Well, let's take everything but lose the vocals. I'm sorry, Fabio, to just hear it in the mix there. So yeah, it fits super well. It makes even more, yeah, the sound I was going for was again that creepy sound, and this feels like, to me, it sounds like you're in the jungle and there's like a creepy cyborg frog now making sound to you. So super cool to have added that. The other thing that you might notice in the verse is there's now an extra synth, and that synth is also giving. It's this one. It's the. It also has that sense of urgency to the verse. So yeah, after that verse, we got a little bridge. Within the bridge, there's a Splice sample this time because I had Splice. So that's the high sample here. Um, let's bring Fabio back too. Well, the second verse is actually like the same, almost the same as the first verse. It has a little bit different vocals on there, but it's kind of the same. And then we go into the final part of the song, which is the what we call the dance part, and the final chorus, the big chorus. So the dance part is let's go over that.
I'm losing my mind. It's like a day of fall. Never understand the heart. This is not so strong. My inner demons are fake. It's time to move on. They try to defeat me, but I won't be alone. It makes me stronger. Nothing makes me stronger. Nothing makes me stronger. I'm against.
So yeah, a few things. Of course, first off, Leon did an amazing job here with the screams, and so all the vocals you hear here are almost all Leon. I think on that "Nothing Makes Me Stronger," I layered Fabio as well. So that those are but like pretty far away. And yeah, what I did, I took his scream tracks and I just went crazy with it. So like every bar is differently mixed, different effects. So
I'm losing my mind. It's like a day of fall. You'll never understand the heart. This is not so strong. My inner demons are fake. It's time to move on. They try to defeat me, but I won't be alone. Nothing makes me stronger. Nothing makes me stronger. Nothing makes me stronger. I'm against the loss. I'm against the law.
yeah, so just amazing vocal work, and yeah, just having those effects going from stereo to mono again, to going distorted, not distorted, bit crusher on there, just making it feel really alive. I love doing that. It's such a pleasure to just work with these vocalists that send you like awesome tracks and just okay, do your thing, make it awesome. Okay. The other thing I want to point out, yeah, one thing that I really like is after the dance break, it ends with a hard snare. It's just a little detail Renee added, but I absolutely love that snare there. So it's something that I didn't write, and I wish I did write because I absolutely love that snare there. So the last outro, or the last heavy part. Let's listen.
I'm against.
Yeah, just awesome. Just everyone working together. Fabio's voice is in there. Leon's voice is in there. The FX track, for example, has again that our cyborg frog that we created. Um, and yeah, of course the guitar solos. It feels like it's one guitar solo, but it's actually two guitar solos. And the first half is written and performed by Leon, and the second part is by Sitza. And yeah, just to have those solos in these qualities. Switching to Sitza. And then here at the end having a little delay throw. So that the delay goes on longer, so it fits in nicely with the outro. So yeah, this first part is All Leon, the second part is Sitze. They're both amazing. I love getting these kind of tracks sent to me and just being able to mix it. I also love that they have such a different style in their guitar playing, but it still feels like one solo. Then the final outro, we go back to the piano and we end in a breath. Awesome. On that final outro, there is the final plugin. It's a free plugin from iZotope. It's really good to make these kind of effects. The only thing you have to note with the final plugin, if you want to have that final grain that you hear, that the like the noise that you hear from the final. If you leave the plugin on, you will have the noise throughout your whole track as a bass. So you really need to automate that plugin to turn it on and off at the sections you want it. You don't want to have that sound all over the whole track. So yeah, that is how we created our first single, Against All Odds. Again, if you haven't checked it out, I'm making myself bigger again. If you haven't checked it out, please do check the link. It's also available on all streaming platforms. We are really happy with what we created, and there's so much stuff to come. I think in total we are working on 10 songs at the moment or something, and stuff is going from more this style to even some harder style, but also some stuff is going more in the pop direction, but with a twist. Yeah, we are all just really enthusiastic about what's to come and what we guys wanna show you guys. And I will be doing these types of deep dives of all our singles, maybe even while we're still writing them. If people like this, I like to share everything. I want to do a quick end shout out to George, also from Mix Ready Templates. He helped me with the drum sound. He helped me with the guitar sound. Yeah, it's a great guy. Check out his templates. If you ever like, oh, I need a killer drum sound, yeah, he's the guy. And yeah, that's it. I hope that someone watches the whole thing, of course, and maybe get something out of this with tips on how to produce music. Feel free to contact me on any of the socials if you have questions or ideas or want to know about plugins or whatever. I am a total producing nerd. This is where I live for. This is the stuff I want to do every day. And talking with other producer nerds is also like super fun. So yeah, contact me with any questions and I'll see you in the next one.